There is a level of power most people will never touch. It is not loud. It does not argue. It does not defend itself. It does not scream for validation. It simply watches. And while everyone else reacts, it wins. You have been trained your whole life to react. When someone insults you, react. When someone questions you, explain. When someone ignores you, chase. When someone misunderstands you, clarify. But what if I told you that every reaction you give is a currency, and most people are getting rich off your emotional spending? Niccolò Machiavelli, the author of The Prince, understood something brutal about human nature. People do not respect explanations. They respect power, and power is emotional control. Today, we break down one of the most dangerous psychological principles ever practiced by strategists, rulers, and silent manipulators. Never react, never explain, just ignore. This is not about being weak. This is about becoming untouchable. The illusion of reaction. Most people believe reacting shows strength. Someone insults you, you fire back. Someone questions your authority, you defend your position. Someone spreads rumors, you clarify your name. It feels powerful in the moment, but Machiavelli would argue the opposite.
When you react, you admit that the other person has access to your emotions. When you explain, you admit they deserve your justification. When you defend, you position yourself below them. Reaction is submission disguised as strength. Think about powerful leaders throughout history. The strongest ones did not chase public opinion. They shaped it silently. When a king reacted to every whisper in his kingdom, he appeared insecure. But when he ignored dissent and moved forward with calculated calm, he projected inevitability. People follow inevitability. Your silence creates mystery. Your mystery creates authority. Your authority creates fear. The emotional economy. Imagine attention as money. Every time you respond to a critic, you are investing attention into them. You are telling the world, this person matters enough for me to engage. And humans are wired for status. When you respond emotionally, you elevate the status of your opponent. You pull them onto your level.
Machiavelli wrote that a prince must avoid being despised or hated, but he must also avoid appearing weak. Over-explaining is weakness. Overreacting is instability. In modern life, this applies everywhere. Social media, relationships, workplace politics, friendships. Someone posts something indirectly about you. You feel the urge to respond, to defend, to expose. But the moment you do, you lose. Silence is psychologically violent. It makes the other person question themselves. It makes them wonder if they miscalculated. It forces them into emotional discomfort. And whoever feels the most discomfort usually makes the next mistake. Why humans crave reaction? Humans are addicted to feedback. We want acknowledgement. We want recognition. We want proof that we matter. When someone attacks you, often they are not attacking your character. They are fishing for reaction. They want to see if they can move you.
Because moving you means controlling you. If someone can make you angry, they own your emotional switch. If someone can make you explain yourself, they dominate the frame. If someone can make you chase clarity, they set the rules. Machiavelli understood framing long before modern psychology named it. The one who sets the frame controls the interaction. When someone criticizes you and you immediately defend yourself, you accept their frame. You step inside their battlefield. But when you ignore them, you refuse to enter their game. And the one who refuses the game cannot lose. The power of controlled indifference. Indifference is one of the most misunderstood weapons in dark psychology. It is not laziness. It is not weakness.
It is not emotional numbness. It is strategic non-engagement. There is something terrifying about a person who cannot be provoked. Insults bounce off them. Rumors do not disturb them. Disrespect receives silence. This creates a psychological imbalance.
The attacker expects chaos. They expect anger. They expect confrontation. Instead, they receive nothing. And nothing is destabilizing. The human mind fills silence with fear. They begin to question, did I go too far? Why are they not reacting? Are they planning something? Did it not affect them at all? Uncertainty is more painful than confrontation. Machiavelli advised rulers to strike decisively when necessary, but never to engage in petty disputes. Small reactions make you look small. If you respond to every dog that barks, you never reach your destination. The social hierarchy of silence. Observe high-status individuals carefully. When a celebrity is attacked by random cracks, do they respond personally? Rarely. When a CEO is questioned by a minor employee publicly, does he argue? No. He delegates or ignores.
Why? Because status protects itself through distance. The lower the status, the more noise. The higher the status, the more silence. When you react emotionally, you collapse the hierarchy. You bring yourself down to the level of the provocateur. Dark psychology teaches that perception shapes reality. If you look unbothered, you become unbothered in the eyes of others. And perception is power. The trap of explanation. Explaining yourself feels logical. It feels mature. But over-explaining reveals insecurity. Imagine someone accuses you of being arrogant. You immediately explain that you are not arrogant. You just value your time. You work hard. You do not tolerate disrespect. What happened? You entered defense mode. Now they judge your explanation. They analyze your tone. They look for cracks. The more you explain, the more you expose. Machiavelli emphasized that a ruler should let actions speak louder than words. Words invite debate. Results silence debate. If someone doubts you, improve silently. If someone disrespects you, elevate silently. If someone misunderstands you, let time clarify. The more you talk, the less mysterious you become. Mystery creates gravity. Explanations create familiarity. Familiarity reduces power. The psychological warfare of ignoring. Ignoring is not about pretending something does not exist. It is about deciding what deserves your energy. Energy is finite. Every argument drains it. Every defense weakens it. Every emotional spike destabilizes you. The most dangerous people in any room are not the loudest. They are the calmest. They observe. They calculate. They wait. Machiavelli would say that control of self is the foundation of control over others. When you ignore strategically, you are sending a message. You are not worth my response. That message hits deeper than any insult. But here is the darker truth. Ignoring is also a test. Weak people cannot tolerate being ignored. They escalate. They push harder. They attempt bigger provocations. And in that escalation, they reveal themselves. They expose insecurity. They expose obsession. They expose emotional instability.
Meanwhile, you remain still, and stillness in chaos looks like dominance. Modern application, social media and reputation. We live in an era where everyone has a voice. Anyone can comment. Anyone can criticize. Anyone can fabricate narratives. If you try to correct every misunderstanding, you will exhaust yourself. Machiavelli understood reputation deeply. He wrote that men judge more by the eye than by the hand, because everyone can see
but few can truly perceive. Most people believe what they see consistently. If you consistently look calm, composed, and unaffected, that becomes your identity. If you constantly fight in comment sections, that becomes your identity. Reputation is shaped by repeated impressions. Silence, when consistent, becomes character, and character becomes authority. When not to ignore. This principle is powerful, but it is not blind. Machiavelli never advocated weakness. He advocated calculated action. Ignore small attacks. Crush serious threats decisively. There is a difference between a mosquito and a snake. Mosquitoes deserve indifference. Snakes require elimination. The danger is reacting to everything as if it is a snake. Most provocations are distractions, and distraction is the enemy of power. Understand this clearly.
The world is full of emotional traps. People will bait you. They will test you. They will poke at your pride. They will question your value. Because if they can move you emotionally, they can shrink you psychologically. But if you master this one discipline, never react, never explain, just ignore, you begin to operate above the emotional battlefield. You become unreadable. You become unpredictable. You become difficult to manipulate. And in Machiavellian terms, the hardest person to manipulate is the one who refuses to respond.